guys, today I'll be bringing you through my first time hot lapping two-stroke karts around KF1 Karting Circuit. It's definitely not my first time here as I've participated in Saudi races here before, but still quite nervous at the thought of racing race karts today. So here's the official layout of the racetrack before we begin. And yeah, let's see how well we do today. Okay, so we're heading out for our first in-lap here. Generally, I'm going to be following the lines that I use for racing Saudi karts as well. Taking it slow through the first few corners here and not doing anything too rash while the tires are still cold. Feeling a little oversteery, definitely, as compared to like the bulky rental karts. And the thing about these race karts is that when you rent race karts from KF1 Karting Circuit, right, it's really a draw based on like how lucky you are, and hoping that you get karts that fit your body size, your body profile. Okay, and here are just two very fast race karters flying by. Yeah, so as I was saying, it really depends on whether you are able to rent a kart, right, that just nice aligns with your, the length of your legs so that you are able to reach the steering easily, and also whether the seats are just nice for your torso. Because for me, this first kart that I went out with, the steering was definitely too far away. Yeah. So like, not sure if you can tell from the video, but you could see I had to tiptoe to push the throttle all the way. Yeah, so it actually gets better lah for the next session when I actually change karts. And we are finishing our second lap of the first session, which happens to be my best lap, and it was a 51.05. Okay, and this is the best lap of my second session. Here I'm going out with another kart already. If I'm not wrong, I think it's kart 28. Oh yeah, and I forgot to change the POV for the second, third and fourth session. So if you notice, it's actually less wide than the previous angle, but we'll work with this. Yeah, so I think as we go on throughout the sessions, right, I'm feeling more comfortable, and then generally having more guts to push more. So here we see, like, now my new best time is 49.41. So heading out for my third session, right, something funny actually happened where this was my first out lap, and I was damn confused because my knee was feeling like very cold. So I just continued to drive, not knowing what the feeling was. I thought it was just in my head. But the next lap I felt it again, where there's like something cold spraying onto my left arm and left knee. Yeah, and I had no idea why I didn't just pit and I just continued, but we'll be pitting the very next lap. nice. And then we're feeling it again. Yeah, so at this point I was damn weirded out by what's going on and just decided, okay, it's time to pit. Because there was a very strong like fuel smell around my helmet also. Yeah, so initially I thought it was just like something on the track, or like, I don't know, something that the other karts are emitting like some fuel smell. But here we are just gonna go back into the pits to get it checked. And then what we found out was that the crew actually forgot to put back the fuel cap. So fuel was spraying onto my suit and my glove the whole 3 or 4 laps that we were out. Yeah, which it is what it is. It is the in lap for our, if I'm not wrong, like 4th session. Right, like how usually race kart session works is like you book 4-hour slots and then you have the race kart for the whole of 4 hours, but very rarely do people like just run the karts for very long periods of time. So you realize that, okay, people are most of the race karters are just going out for like 3 to 5 laps at most, and then after that they go back into the pits to rest. Yeah, because it's actually quite strenuous. So at this point I think we are using Kart 28 and I decided not to wear rib guards, like the rib protector, because when I wear the rib guard, right, and because the seat is too narrow, like I cannot breathe. So my friend and I, Justin, we decided that, okay, it's better to not wear rib guards at all. But as the session progresses, right, we aren't able to go out for so many laps already because our ribs were hurting like mad. Yeah, so this is the finishing up of one of the laps, and I got a 49.41 again. And then this next lap will be the best lap of this current session, our 4th session. It's losing some time there as well, and missing the apex here. But the pace is generally improving because we are going harder on the brakes and we are going more ham on the throttle as well. Coming out of unusual, and we finished with a 49.01. So initially I think my goal for the day was to get under 48 seconds, and we'll see whether we are able to achieve it based on this last out session. Okay, so let's see whether we are able to beat our previous best of 49.01. Right, at this point we are getting more familiar with the feel of the race karts. And also you realize that I'm taking a wider line here, for example, as compared to the first few laps, as the race karts definitely have more power than the solid rental karts. So after that I realized that okay, we need to start taking a wider line. Then here we are gonna start the lap of our best lap of the session. Okay, carrying a decent speed through there, the first hairpin. Going into this corner, carry a decent amount of speed as well. Then we go wide here to carry more exit speed into the next few corners. And then we find just enough traction on the inside here to just power out. And we go ham on the throttle here for unusual, and we carry tons of speed out onto the straight. And we achieve a 48.36. So that was my personal best of the day, and I was quite happy that we got into the 48 seconds, even though it wasn't under 48 seconds. But still, a 48.36 of my first session of race karts. I was actually pretty happy with the result. And then just when I thought that, you know, the whole day of race kart sessions has been so smooth and not many issues popped up, other than the mechanic forgetting the fuel cap, you know. Then getting a little more confident here and deciding to push the karts to get an even faster time. Then here we are powering out onto unusual, and then that's where boom. Like a split second mistake caused a huge crash. And then I was partially in shock, but I was like, okay, let's get out of the way. And then you can see a kart just passing straight away after we pull the kart out from the racing line. Yeah, so at that point I was actually standing there for like a full 30 seconds not knowing what to do. Kind of in shock, but okay, here I realized, okay, we need to pull the kart back into the garage, into the pits. And yeah, I don't think you can call it a full race kart experience without getting into an incident. So I guess that's a wrap